matters to us. That's why BC Bank takes the time to understand your goals and build solutions that fit your story. From everyday banking to long-term planning, our team is here to help you navigate every stage with care and expertise. We're more than a bank. We're your neighbor, your advisor, and your advocate. BC Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1860.
Northbound at 801 South Carlo.
Alright, so 2 minutes ago, hit northbound at 801 South Carlos. Approximately 2 minutes ago, 801 South Carlos, hit northbound. And it's a felony vehicle, wanted for armed robberies, a black Audi SUV. Plate is Frank Tom, 69782.
7384 Charlie.
84 Charlie.
Yes, two numbers at the LaSalle Street, one for the platform, one for the station. Blue line sync.
Take 07833, 0700 Adam. Yo.
And PH1, can I mobile 5700 Adam?
5700 Adam.
5700 Adam. I'm adding that plate already.
Copy that. Let me know if you come up with anything, please. Thanks.
And this vehicle wanted for armed robberies, Frank Tom. Yo.
And PH1, can I mobile 5700 Adam?
5700 Adam.
5700 Adam. I'm adding that plate already.
Copy that. Let me know if you come up with anything, please. Thanks.
And this vehicle wanted for armed robberies, Frank Tom, 69782. Last thing going northbound, Kugler and Roosevelt. Cicero PD is in pursuit. Again, Frank Tom, 69782, black Audi SUV.
397 Adam.
7397 Adam.
Street stop, Harrison Red.
That's going to be 078.
Vehicle wanted for multiple armed robberies, running around on the west side, black Audi.
PH, you already know we did it to everybody. Yo.
And PH1, can I mobile 5700 Adam?
5700 Adam.
5700 Adam. I'm adding that plate already.
Copy that. Let me know if you come up with anything, please. Thanks.
And this vehicle wanted for armed robberies, Frank Tom, 69782. Last thing going northbound, Kugler and Roosevelt. Cicero PD is in pursuit. Again, Frank Tom, 69782, black Audi SUV.
397 Adam.
7397 Adam.
Street stop, Harrison Red.
That's going to be 07822. 07822.
PH, can we send a message to Zone 10 about this and maybe Zone 12?
PH, you already know we did it to everybody. They all aware.
I just got to cover the bases. I knew you did.
No problem.
5700 Adam.
5700 Adam.
2 minutes ago it was hit northbound at 801 South Carlo.
Alright, so 2 minutes ago hit northbound at 801 South Carlos. Approximately 2 minutes ago, 801 South Carlos hit northbound. And it's a felony vehicle, wanted for armed robberies, a black Audi SUV. Plate is Frank Tom, 69782.
7384 Charlie.
84 Charlie.
Yes, two numbers at the LaSalle Street, one for the platform, one for the station. Blue line sync.
Take 07833, 07833, and 07834, 07834.
7383 Eddie.
7383 Eddie.
Chicago, red line, one for upper and lower, please.
14. WBBM Sports, the Bulls take on the Hornets in Charlotte. Blackhawks are on the road to face the Blues. WBBM Business.
Worries about overspending on AI sent stocks lower on this Friday. The Dow falling 246 points. The NASDAQ down nearly 400 points. The S&P down 73. I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg.
AccuWeather forecast says we got a cold one overnight tonight. Low of 3 to 7 degrees, but the AccuWeather real fuel temps dropping toward 10 below. So be aware there. Looking outside currently, cloudy skies, 28 degrees in Chicago at 4:31. Should terminally ill people have the rights to request life-ending medications? Governor Pritzker thinks so. He signed a measure into law today. However, opponents of a new state law say the bill likely will be abused and challenged in court. WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles has that story.
Word that the governor signed what's known as Deb's Law did not come at a public ceremony, but in a quiet press release from his office. It's an indication of the controversy surrounding the issue of offering terminally ill people medical assistance to end their lives.
These are people who are terminally ill, people who are adults who really would want this option.
Kadeen Bennett from the ACLU supports the law. It requires a patient to receive approval from 2 doctors over a 6-month period before receiving life-ending drugs. Bennett says the law includes criminal penalties for people found to have coerced someone into ending their lives. That doesn't sway Amber Smock from Access Living.
It's also a felony to commit murder. That doesn't stop people from committing murder.
She's concerned that vulnerable people could be pressured by family members or medical professionals to end their lives instead of seeking additional assistance. The new law takes effect in September. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
2 summer robberies in the far southwest suburbs led to a car crash and a foot chase in Will County.
It started Wednesday afternoon in Homer Glen, where a senior unloading groceries was forced inside her home, tied to a chair, and robbed of valuables and credit card pins. Almost exactly 24 hours later, the same car linked to that attack surfaced about 10 miles away in Lamont, prompting both mayors to compare details. Joliet police say they spotted the vehicle a short time later in unincorporated Will County, attempted a traffic stop, and began a foot chase. The 3 suspects from Chicago, including a juvenile, were arrested and 2 guns were recovered. Sarah Herrera, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Advocates for day laborers and immigrants in Chicago say their proposal is a way to help workers and contractors find each other. This week, activists called on aldermen to include $500,000 in the city's budget for a pilot day labor center. The center would give prospective laborers a safe environment to find jobs and job training. And it would give contractors a central place to find workers without having to look in parking lots and on street corners. Sophia Zalman from the Raise the Floor Alliance says the center could also protect laborers from being harassed by immigration agents.
In March, we understand that the feds are going to be returning to Chicago with a vengeance, right? And having a physical space in which we can lock a door and have a coordinator on site to manage entrance. We can actually enforce the use of judicial warrants to make sure that all of our residents have access to due process.
It's patterned after a similar center in Plano, Texas that opened nearly 30 years ago. A Vernon Hills man is convicted in a fatal DUI crash, ordered detained following his arrest on new charges.
42-year-old Igor Kazakovs was convicted in a 2005 DUI crash that killed a taxi driver and passenger. His driver's license was still revoked when McHenry County Sheriff's officials say he was involved in another DUI crash in November. Prosecutors filed felony charges and petitioned to detain Kazakovs, arguing he was a danger to the community. The state's attorney now says a judge has granted their motion to deny pretrial release. Haley Hansen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
The White House is responding to a release of photos from the Epstein estate.
The 19 photos released by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee are a small selection of the more than 95,000 in the case. They include photos of President Trump, former President Clinton, and former Prince Andrew. Republicans say none of the photos show any wrongdoing, while the White House accuses Democrats of, quote, selectively releasing cherry-picked photos and trying to create a false narrative. The statement also calls the Epstein case, quote, the Democrat hoax. These photos are separate from a deadline of next week compelling the Justice Department to release the Epstein files. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Tensions continue to mount between the U.S. and Venezuela.
Venezuela calls the seizure of an oil tanker off its coast this week by U.S. forces blatant theft and an act of international piracy. But Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem told the House panel the purpose was
to ensure that we're pushing back on a regime that is systematically covering and flooding our country with deadly drugs and killing our next generation of Americans.
Yet the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt added,
"We're not going to stand by and watch sanctioned vessels sail the seas with black market oil, the proceeds of which will fuel narco-terrorism of rogue and illegitimate regimes around the world."
Their claims that this is about going after drugs or holding people accountable for drugs is just a bunch of nonsense. It's a cover story.
Senator Chris Van Hollen, Democrat from Maryland.
The real goal here is clearly regime change in Venezuela and accomplishing regime change by force.
Ben Thomas, Washington.
It's the season to come together over your holiday favorites.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I gotta get some gas later on. It's gonna be -10 real feel tonight. Be very careful. Leave your faucets dripping. Oh, man. I touched my phone and it fell off the bracket. There we go. So, yeah. Make sure we're not going to talk about cleaning your furnaces at this point. If you haven't done that, that's too late. So, yeah, just be safe, be careful. The main thing is to check on people, right? If you have older friends, maybe you got somebody that might be having some issues, whatever it may be, give somebody a call tonight. Say, hey, man, how you doing? Right? Just check in on them. That's the thing that we need to be doing. It's going to be really cold. We're going to listen to the rest of the news, then put on some radio traffic. Look at those cool trucks there. I like that. That's pretty cool.
After Google, the answer is YouTube. Scott Morehouse.
Those are cool. I like that
correct
stuff.
Answer. Way to go, Scott.
That's smart. I like that.
WBBM. You've also just won 2 tickets to Much Ado About Nothing, running now through December 21st at Chicago Shakespeare Theater, provided by Chicago Shakespeare Theater. For tickets and more information, visit chicagoshakes.com.
Now, the lowest gas prices from News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Sponsored by PacUpFord.com. During the Ford year-end event, qualify and get zero financing for 60 months, plus big PacUp discounts on a huge selection of new Ford models. In Bolingbrook to Speedway on Old Chicago, and Bolingbrook is selling gas for $2.69 a gallon. In Skokie, the S&K Fuels on Dempster and Ewing is selling gas for $2.95 a gallon. It is 4:38. To traffic and weather together on the 8th. Sponsored by Menards. Here's Lisa Costi.
On the Tri-State southbound, your stop and go from the Ben Silver Bridge down to the Eisenhower. We've got a stall in the right lane, and then continues heavy Roosevelt to Ogden. Northbound on the Tri-State, heavy from the Bishopport to before Halstead, and then Ogden to the Eisenhower. On the Edens, 47 minutes in now. You're heavy from Tower Road all the way to the junction. Outbound side, no problem. The Kennedy inbound, it's an hour 10 from O'Hare, 30 from the junction. Outbound, it's 40 minutes to Montrose, and an hour to O'Hare. On your way, and you'll get a nice look at the Wintrust mural near North Avenue. The Eisenhower, it's an hour 20 now from the Jane Addams to the Jane Byrne. You're heavy from York to the Jane Byrne interchange. 50 minutes from Manheim. Outbound, it's 52 to Manheim, and an hour 15 to I-90. The Stevenson still heavy cast at first. That's due to an earlier crash, but that's been cleared. 55 minutes in from I-355.
I got that
Outbound
TV right next to me. Look at that, man. Mango. I got the mango right there. See that there? That's pretty cool, huh?
Jane Byrne, 28 minutes for you in. 40 going back out. You're heavy from the Jane Byrne to 18th and then 35th all the way down to the split. I-57, 20 minutes in both directions.
That's a good job, man.
Forward. DeSable Lakeshore Drive northbound. Stop and go from the Stevenson to Chicago Avenue.
That's an easy job, man, driving around, man. Look at that. That's a nice car. How do I get that job? I said, how do I get that job driving around with nice girls on my truck? On a Friday, too. You guys got the hookup. SubX.News, by the way. I do live feeding around downtown, so I like those trucks. That's pretty cool. See you. Take it easy. Have a good Christmas, fellas.
Low 4 below 0, and then a
4
high
below
10
0.
on Sunday. Lots of sun, but still brisk and frigid. 28 degrees at O'Hare right now, 29 at Midway, 26 in Warrenville, 30 at the lakefront, going down to a frigid 5 later tonight. I'm acumeteorologist Brian Thompson.
Take a look. Market the Dow finished down 245, S&P down 73, the Nasdaq down 398. Good afternoon. Time now 4:40. Indiana Republicans justify President Trump's pressure campaign to redraw congressional maps.
Governor Mike Braun said after a majority of Republicans joined Democrats in rejecting the new maps, there will be political consequences. He called them misguided. He wrote, "I will be working with the president to challenge these people." The president minimized the loss.
It's funny because I won Indiana all 3 times by a landslide, and I wasn't working on it very hard. Would have picked up 2 seats if we did that.
Former U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg worked to defeat redistricting.
We mobilized, we got out there, we made it clear to these legislators that the people did not want what the White House was pushing.
Indiana's Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith called Republicans who voted no spineless without an ounce of courage. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Despite the cold, Latino Catholics continue to gather at the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe.
This plaza is seeing serenades, dances, and lots of flowers as part of the feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. The celebration that's taken place here for the last 11 years frequently attracts 300,000 people over 2 days, but the crowds appear smaller this year. The shrine's rector, the Very Reverend Ezekiel Sanchez, told us he knows fears of immigration raids may keep people away.
Understanding how people are really feeling about the situation that they're living, all I can do is provide them some comfort and consolation, saying, okay, we're praying for you, man. We haven't forgot you. You're with us in one way or another.
The event is the largest gathering of pilgrims in this country to honor the Virgin Mary, who Catholics believe visited St. Juan Diego in Mexico on this day almost 500 years ago. In Des Plaines, Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Discover the power of the One Ring through Howard Shaw's music of the Lord.
So I hope everybody's having a great Friday. Get ready for the cold this weekend. I've already made plans. This is what I said to my wife. We might go out to eat tonight. We might not. If not, I'm going to grab some to-go food or something. And all we're going to do, we're going to get a whole bunch of snacks. We might get some honey buns. We're going to get some chips. We might get some TV dinners. Maybe I love Stouffer's chopped steak. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite. And if you never had a TV dinner, you got to try Stouffer's chopped steak. I think that's what it's called. Swiss steak? I don't know what it was called at the time. Oh my God, there's that guy with his kid out there, man. He's got a kid out there in the middle of the cold, man. Man, that Stouffer's chopped steak, oh, it's so good. Oh, man, I can taste it right. The gravy is great. Throw that stuff in the microwave or in your little convection oven. You know what I mean? Little thing there. Pull it out. Have a nice drink with it. That's it, man. You're all set. Guess what? When you're done, you throw the stuff in the garbage, and that's it. Sometimes you do that. Look, there's nothing wrong with taking care of ourselves. There's so much stuff happening around us that get yourself a TV dinner. Maybe you don't like cable TV or Netflix or any of that stuff. I don't know if you're doing that. Well, if you're still using a VCR, throw a VCR tape in there, man. I got a VCR still. I got one of them somewhere, I think. Somewhere. I think I got one still set up in my living room. I still might. I think I do. I think it's a VCR with a DVD. Throw some tapes in there, relax, and just don't go out, right? If you don't have to do nothing, then why? I mean, we have all our children are adults, so we don't have to take care of them. And they don't have grandkids yet. They're not married. So we don't have that responsibility. That might come in about 5 or 10 years, but still, I don't know how grandparents are. I mean, how much time do you spend with the grandkids? I mean, unless you have to watch them for a daycare, right? I would do that. If my children needed to have me as a daycare for the kids, I would do that. That's no problem. But right now we're free, so we're going to just veg out tomorrow, and we're not even worried about it. I got an event Sunday that I'm doing. I'm doing the Toys for Tots event, my 4x4 event. It's the 27th year. And then the Bears game is Sunday too, right? Against who? I forget now who they were playing. They're not playing Philadelphia. Cincinnati. They're playing Cincinnati. Sunday, right? It's supposed to be 3. They only have 3 wins Cincinnati, but I think they said Cincinnati, you got to be careful. They're one of those teams that'll go get at you, right? They're one of those Midwestern teams that you can't count them out. I mean, I think that's what the Midwestern kind of a persona is that we don't give up. We have 4 seasons. We usually are in a factory area, mixed area. It's kind of strange. It's kind of weird how we have these gentrifiers from out of state, these liberals, like this lady now running for Jan Schakowsky's seat. She's not even from Chicago. She never was. Her first address is not even in her district. She had to switch addresses because she picked the wrong address. She picked the wrong place. Imagine this. She picked the wrong condo to buy, and somehow she came up with the right money to move. Her husband is the publisher or co-owner or manager of The Onion, a multi-million-dollar news agency, right? Social media agency. Her dads are millionaires and moms are millionaires from Texas, and she's in Chicago running for office. She's just the tip of the iceberg of what's happening in Chicago. They want to push us out. They're going to push us out. If we don't be careful for the laws and the rules and all these things that they push on us, look, they use the crime, they use the taxes, they use all of those things. That's the first thing. And if that don't work, they're going to pass laws. They're going to pass laws where it makes it unlivable to live in Chicago. Right? And then guess what? In 5, 10, 20 years, they're going to change the laws again to match the people who moved in. That's what they're going to do. They always do that. Here, I just posted a video. Look it up. Selling out the black community. Selling out the black community. That's what Ricky Handed, Michael Scott, and Ernie Duncan. It's from 2006. That's 20 years ago. Do you know how long gentrification takes? It takes 40 to 50 years. It's generational. Wealthy people, rich people, the billionaires, they don't jump up and down. I like one of my friends, a good organizer, Jackie. She's starting to maybe work on this bike lane issue again down in Brighton Park. And she told me this thing. She goes, it's funny. The billionaires don't ride bicycles. Billionaires don't go shopping, but yet somehow they're involved in all of these issues. She uncovered that the pro-bike lane protesters in Brighton Park are being paid for by billionaires, the Joyce Foundation. Yeah. That the NGO that's running the protest is paid. They're paid by billionaires and millionaires. Why? They want to corporatize, right? They want to remove all those mom and pop shops off of Archer Avenue. They want to get rid of them. Why? Because that competes against the corporations, right? Mom and pop shops are usually people who live in the area, right? They're usually people who live in the building of the store. Remember the corner stores in our old neighborhoods? So what do? You don't pay 2 taxes. Think about this. Think of how insidious this is. When you lived in a corner store and sold the candy, or you lived in the tailor shop, or in the fix-it shop, or in the barber shop, all of us that grew up in Chicago know exactly what I'm talking about. You didn't have to go even to the main street. My main street was 26th Street or was Kedzie. I lived at 28th and Spalding. Then I lived at 26th and Kibba. So 26th Street was our main street. You didn't have to go to 26th Street. You had a corner store. You had a barber. You had a fix-it shop. You had all these shops inside of your neighborhoods. Our main store in our area was Goldblatt's. That's where you went if you needed some furniture. Then you had Rossi Furniture there on Kedzie and 26th Street. That's how it was. And then these were Goldblatt's. It was a good place, but Goldblatt's was Chicago, wasn't it? I think Goldblatt's came from Chicago, right? So these are the things that I'm talking about. It's the corporatization. It's the globalization, which it's okay. Some corporate and some globalization is all right if it helps people. But the idea has to be is that people in the neighborhoods should come first, not gentrifiers, not bike lanes, not DEI hires, not Gaza. What does Gaza have to do with Albany Park? Nothing. Zero. If you have illegal aliens that are here illegally and they're doing illegal crimes, then let ICE grab them and let them do their thing. If they're illegal, they need to be deported. If they have a pathway to citizenship, let them be citizens. Let them pay to become citizens. Governor Pritzker just signed a law that makes it easy for people to sue ICE. It's weird. I don't even know how you can make a law that says you can sue somebody. It's stupid, kind of stupid law. He always makes these illegal laws because he's an idiot, right? Huh? You can't make laws like that. He made a law that you can't talk to ICE. It's illegal to make any laws that says you bars you from talking to people. It's illegal. That's your First Amendment right. It's freedom of association, freedom of speech. That dude's the lawbreaker. Pritzker is the lawbreaker. Pritzker is. Does that make Trump perfect? Does that make other people perfect? From the left and the right? Yeah, they both have their own things. But Pritzker is a bad guy. Trust me. He's not a good guy. He always was the bad guy. When I remember when I was doing organizing 20-something years ago, he was always the bad guy. I don't know how he got to be the part of the unions now. That's a weird thing. Well, because the unions don't care about our personal rights. Associations and NGOs, they don't care. They just want some money to pay themselves and their employees. They don't care about the mom and pop shop. The union don't care about the mom and pop shop. Why? Because they don't pay union dues. Got that? That's why. Why do they allow crime? Why do they allow gangs? Why do they allow drugs and prostitution? Why? It gives people work. Poverty pimps. Why aren't we promoting things that help our city? Why aren't we promoting businesses? What do you have that the union does? If they come down here, they protest and shut down the downtown. They create crime. They create chaos. They create protests. You say, oh, John, that's... My internet goes off in the middle of Michigan Avenue. It's weird, isn't it? How does internet go off in the middle of a city? Isn't that what we should be talking about? Of transportation, right? Having people being safe, right? Those kind of things. Instead, we're talking about weird stuff, right? Gazas and those things. And like I was saying, the unions and the public sector employees, they should be promoting revenue, meaning businesses, right? Creating, not stopping businesses. And this is the biggest fallacy. This is what's called regressive taxation. When you tax people, it's regressive. When you raise home prices through the assessor's office, that increases housing on taxes, you're regressive. You're harming someone's home. You're trying to steal their house by what? Taxing their home. That's what you're doing. It's a regressive tax. Property taxes are regressive. Income taxes are regressive. Why? Because you're taxing somebody for having a house and for having a job. Imagine that. Imagine how backwards we've become as a society where we have, there you go, the mango truck, right? Those are the guys, right? The mango truck. We have a society that feels to make money to spend on Gazas and LGBTQ transgender dildo curriculum, I don't know what else, and then putting bike lanes in some places, right? I don't know what they're doing there. Right? Dildo curriculum. There's dildo curriculum in schools. When's the last time you've been to a school? They do dildo curriculum. They have dildo classes in school. Yeah, they do. Go to your local school. They got dildo classes. They teach children how to use dildos. Go into their school, ask for their curriculum. They do. That's what the TC Chicago Teachers Union does. They say that's so the kid can explore their sexuality. You guys don't know that crap? You should go there and check that crap out. My kids are out of school. So I say if my kids need me to be their grandpa for when I have grandkids, I'll take care of that crap. I'll take care of that teacher right away that wants to do a dildo class. I'll take care of that shit. I'll make sure that person never teaches again in the country. But the point I'm trying to make here is this. So they take our tax money, we work, we save our money, we buy a car, we get taxed on a car. I don't know, man. Whatever. It's a good. But then when you buy a house, you still pay taxes. When I work, then I pay taxes. Imagine that. They tax me because I have a job. Then when I'm good and I have a job and I save enough money to buy a house, they tax my house. And then when I get older and I have less money, maybe I don't make that much, maybe my savings are down, whatever, you raise my taxes on the house that I paid for, right? That's wild, isn't it? There should be a lawsuit. Those of you who are seniors out there, if you're a senior and your taxes went up, you should file a lawsuit, because there was just a lawsuit one where they were stealing in Minnesota, they were stealing old people's houses, and they found it to be illegal. The tax collector said they owed taxes and they confiscated their houses and they sold them for the tax bill. They said all of those was illegal. All of those was illegal. A Supreme Court decision. I'm going to publish it this weekend. I'm behind in publishing. The Supreme Court says you cannot confiscate an old person's house because they're behind in taxes and then take their house away, because the house is their property. They owe maybe $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, say, in taxes, and you're stealing their house for $50 grand or $100 grand and throwing them on the street. See, the Supreme Court said that's illegal. Let me get out of that guy's way. So that's what I'm trying to get to today. It's like, how did we get to this place, right? How do we get to a place where our city says they're broke, but they continue to collect our taxes? They raise our taxes all the time. Why don't you reduce taxes? Why don't you give away land to developers instead of schemers, right? You have all these schemers, they do these schemes like I just posted from the 2006 backdoor deal with Michael Scott, right? They were doing backdoor deals to gentrify the West Side. That's what you see today. Those of you who live on the West Side, you black people who live on the West Side, that shit you're going through now, where you see those migrants moving into your buildings, that crap where you see these developers putting stuff up and your taxes are going up 100 to 200%. Yeah, I'm talking to black people now on the West Side. That shit was done 20 years ago. And you were sitting back letting it happen to you. You let it happen. Because you were high on the hog. You're like, okay. There you go. I got Danny Davis. I got Ricky Hendon. I got all of these guys. They're black. I trust them. They wouldn't sell me out. And I just showed you the video where they're selling you out. I'm a white dude, by the way. If you don't know, they sold you out 20 years ago. And now you're getting moved out. They sold you out and now you're moved out. Sold out and now moved out. Lathrop Homes, Cabrini Green, Robert Taylor, Alba Homes. What happened to all those black people? When they tore down them projects, they were supposed to give it to blacks. Remember that. And poor people. Let's listen to the news.
That isn't enough.
Plus, Washington State's governor is warning flood-ravaged communities to exercise caution as rivers continue to rise. Their latest coming up from CBS News, WBBM Business.
I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg. Wall Street stumbling today on worries about all the billions being spent on AI. The Dow today lower by 246. The NASDAQ down 399 and the S&P lost 74.
In sports, Blackhawks are in St. Louis to face the Blues. Bulls are in Charlotte to take on the Hornets. Right now, 27 degrees, cloudy skies at 5 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz. Days of torrential rain in Washington state have caused historic floods. Governor Bob Ferguson says conditions are unpredictable.
This is something that the people of the state of Washington have not faced before, this level of flooding. And so we encourage, of course, individuals to follow the orders from their local officials when it comes to evacuation orders.
CBS's Carter Evans.
In Burlington in particular, this community are seeing low-lying areas flooding. So houses that are on foundations, they've got about a foot or two of water inside the homes right now. And that's a problem for a lot of people. And a big surprise, too, because the river is declining right now.
Democrats say they're still fighting for tax credits to lower health insurance premiums. Here's Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
People are going to die, and I don't understand why they can't just extend these subsidies so that we can save people's lives while they figure out whatever their political food fight is.
Republicans have a plan, says CBS's Peter King.
The Republican bill does not include an extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits.
GOP leaders are considering an amendment vote on extending subsidies in some form next week. The plan would codify and expand association health plans and choice arrangements. It would include a provision would require pharmacy benefit managers to be more transparent with employers. Proposal would also include pay for cost-sharing reductions to reduce premiums in individual markets.
A federal judge has blocked immigration authorities from detaining Kilmar Abrego Garcia again. Attorney Simon Sandoval Moschenberg.
Obviously, everyone knows that it's not the end of the story. As long as the government keeps coming after him, we're going to keep having to defend him. For now, it's a very important victory.
Venezuela's Nobel Prize-winning opposition leader, Marina Corina Machado, says pressure on President Nicolas Maduro could force him from power. She spoke to CBS's Margaret Brennan in an exclusive interview.
How do you square military action with receiving a peace prize? Are we at the point it's necessary?
What we're fighting for is precisely freedom in order to have democracy, and democracy in order to have peace. And in order to maintain freedom and to achieve freedom, you do need strength.
The full interview airs Sunday on Face the Nation. Fired University of Michigan football coach Sharon Moore was arraigned on charges of home invasion and stalking today. He appeared via video.
We understood on the no contact and no go to, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. Moore has been released after posting a $25,000 bond. Prosecutors say he forced his way into the home of a woman he reportedly was having an affair with. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly.
That's some crazy news there, man. Home invasions, Venezuela. So you know that lady, she's opposition of Venezuela. I think she won the Nobel Prize this year. I think. I hope I'm not man, there's another cop. Man, there's cops all over today. Should we follow that guy or what? You want to go see where he's going? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go do some crime chasing. Some real crime chasing. There we go. SubX. Let's see where that cop's going, right? Hopefully I don't get in no car accidents, man. If I get in a car accident, call AAA on me. Let's see where he's going.
Some snow from mid-morning on can accumulate a fresh dusting to an inch. Temps holding nearly steady in the
crime chasing, SubX.News style.
10 below our full 5-day accurate forecast coming up at 5:15. Our top local story on News Radio WBBM. A new proposal aims to make it easier and safer for workers and contractors to find each other. Advocates for day laborers and immigrants in Chicago say it could mean a big benefit for a relatively small cost. This week, activists called on aldermen to include $500,000 in the city's budget for a pilot day labor center. The center would give prospective laborers a safe and indoor environment to find jobs, and it would allow contractors a place to find workers without having to search parking lots or street corners. Miguel Avello Rivera from the Latino Union of Chicago says it benefits all parties involved.
It will give workers and employers a designated, supervised space to connect. It's a way to address some of the deepest issues our working neighborhoods face.
It's patterned after a similar center in Plano, Texas. While there are multiple reports that the Trump administration appears closer to amending marijuana's classification as a controlled substance, one advocacy group says that doesn't go far enough.
Paul Armentano, deputy director for the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, says a move to Schedule 3, as proposed, would put marijuana in the same category as some prescription painkillers and steroid treatments. However,
reclassifying cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 does not harmonize state and federal marijuana laws.
To do that, Armentano suggests
remove that particular substance from the Controlled Substances Act altogether. We learned that lesson with alcohol.
Haley Hansen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A new report suggests 30 ways Cook County should improve its property tax incentive system for businesses.
The independent study was done by the University of Illinois at Chicago and the Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning. It found that in 2022, about 11% of the fair market value of properties in Cook County were not taxed because of incentives given the property owners. That led to other property taxpayers like homeowners picking up the difference, $343 million in taxes. The study released by the Cook County Board President's Office suggests 30 ways the incentive program can be improved. The current property tax incentive system expires at the end of 2027. Bernie Tafoya, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
After attacking 3 women on a downtown street Wednesday morning, a 40-year-old Chicago man is now facing felony charges.
It happened on Randolph Street between State and Wabash at about 8:30 a.m. According to police, Marlon Miller battered 3 women within seconds. They're 49, 50, and 62 years old. Miller was arrested on the same block minutes later. He's charged with 3 felony counts of aggravated battery. His address is a homeless shelter, and he's been arrested before for similar incidents. In 2018, a man walking on State Street in the Loop had his jaw broken. Several other men have been involved in similar attacks over the past couple of years. Women have usually been targeted and randomly. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A man is dead after he was hit by an SUV early this morning on the city's far north side. Chicago police say that just before 6 o'clock, a man driving northbound on Sheridan Road struck the 34-year-old man who was in the street near Pratt Avenue in Rogers Park. The man who was hit was taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. No other injuries were reported, and police are investigating. Hundreds of immigrants being detained during Operation Midway Blitz will not be released following a ruling by the federal appellate court.
The 3-judge panel said it would continue to block the release of hundreds of people detained, but it also rejected an argument the Trump administration has used to hold them. The split decision found federal judge Jeffrey Cummings overstepped in ordering the blanket release of people arrested without warrants, saying their risk to the community should be looked at individually. At the same time, the 7th Circuit ruled holding people in a mandatory detention, regardless of their specific circumstances or lack of criminal background, upends decades of practice. Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Time now 5:08. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. How are the roads, Lisa Costi?
They are busy for sure. It is 45 minutes in from Lake Cook to the junction. On the Kennedy, it's an hour 12 in from O'Hare to the Jane Byrne, 32 from the junction. The outbound side, too much better. 38 minutes to Montrose, a little better. 58 minutes to O'Hare. Express lane, stay in locals because you'll lose 3 minutes if you get in the express. Eisenhower, an hour 18 in from the Jane Addams to the Jane Byrne. 52 from Manheim. It's 52 to Manheim, out an hour 10 to the Jane Addams. Metro reminds you to avoid these delays. You can always take the Milwaukee District West line instead. The Stevenson, an hour 5 in from I-355 to the South Lake Shore Drive. Outbound, it's an hour 5. I-55 in Will County, you're heavy northbound Route 53 to I-355, southbound, same opposite direction. The Dan Ryan inbound heavy from Pershing to the Jane Byrne, it's 27 minutes for you. Outbound, you're heavy from the Byrne interchange to 18th, and then 35th to the Split. It's now 42 minutes for you on the outbound side of the Ryan. I-57, 20 minutes in for you. You're slow from US 3 to I-80. Outbound on the Dan Ryan. Outbound, you're heavy from the Ryan to before 111, 25 minutes for you. Bishop Ford, we got some new delays here for you. Inbound, you're heavy from 115 to the Dan Ryan. It's 18 minutes. Outbound, heavy past the Stony Island feeder. We've got a shooting investigation blocking the on-ramp, Stony Island. For the Metro Traffic Center, your next traffic at 5:18 on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Accurate forecast says the night that is coming, it's going to be a very, very cold one, mostly cloudy, breezy, turning much colder, low of 3 to 7 degrees. Deck of the Reelfield temps dropping to about 10 below zero. Take a look at the market. The Dow finished down 245, S&P down 73, the NASDAQ down 398. Outside right now, Chicagoland, 27 degrees, cloudy skies at 5:10.
For all the planned. Okay, it's on my calendar.
So what's the main story we just heard? There's a guy beating women up in downtown that was homeless. Again, how many of these are we going to have? I was threatened to be murdered by a drug dealer at a homeless camp. These are criminals. Every one of these guys laying on the sidewalk needs to be rounded up. Say, you need to go to a shelter. You're not allowed to sleep on the sidewalk. Period. They give them they open their mouth, you lock them up. 30 days locked up. That's it. Hey, now you got a place to stay, right? Don't you? So you either get locked up or go to a shelter. You can't be sleeping on those sidewalks. Drug dealers, they get 60-day automatic sentence. That's it. Immediately if they're selling drugs or doing crime in our city. It's enough. 3 people beat up? Really? And the guy has that. I know that case. That case is right here where he busted a man's jaw right here. That's on Roosevelt. They're all dangerous individuals. That other guy that was arrested for raping a Northwestern person, I seen the guy and went to security. I said, dude, you need to get rid of that guy. That guy's there. Oh, we can't do that. We can't do that. Yeah, we can't do that. And now he attacked 3 more people, right? Raping people, killing people. When are we going to hold the government accountable? And I'm going to say this, when are we going to hold the police department accountable? They're allowing criminals to roam our streets. That's not constitutional policing. You say, what are you doing sleeping on the sidewalk? Why are you disheveled? Why are you acting weird? Lock them up. Get them off the streets. That's it. There's all kinds of stuff happening here, right? Where's this guy going? There's all kinds of cops running around here, man. Man, these guys, man, he got these guys on the scooters and divvies all over here, man. Just seen another cop, right? I don't know where that guy's going. I'm trying to listen to the radio where they're going.
Frequency mode.
But you just heard it, right? Beating the people up at 8:30 in the morning. Those people are coming to work, right? And they get beat up. 3 people. Oh, Chicago is safe. That's what happens when you lie about safety, right? It's not safe. I show you guys the drug dealers here. I was threatened. I'm going to go talk to somebody today. We're going to meet for dinner and discuss some things, right? It's about some stuff, stories, right? Crime, drugs, and criminals. That's what I'm doing tonight at dinner time. Tonight I'm meeting up with somebody. We're going to discuss how we're going to take care of the criminals. Yes, how we're going to take care of the criminals. I'm tired of them. Criminals are only 5% of the population. There's 95% of us. You wait. You need to watch your asses, bros. You come fucking out, and then now I'm getting death threats against my family. I just got some death threat emails to my family. Yeah, I'm not going to be friends with none of these motherfuckers, man. You're in my way? You come on my shit? Yeah. Now, you start threatening my family? What's this motherfucker doing right here? What's that motherfucker doing right? What's that son of a bitch doing right here? What is he doing? What do you think this motherfucker's doing right there? What do you think he's doing? Huh? What do you think he's doing? You think he's doing some honest business? What do you think that guy is doing? Come on, man. You think that guy's Kris Kringle shopping, that guy? He's taking a leak right there, man. So he's pissing right there. That dude's taking a leak right there. Right in public. Look, he's so jacked up, drug dealing or doped up man. There's an alley right here. He's this lazy. You see the alley right here? He can take a leak right there. Watch this. Instead he goes over here and takes a leak right there. That's what that guy did. See that there?
520 West Taylor, and if you could also put Boy down with us, please.
So he takes a leak by the train station. Got that? When there's an alley right here. You think he's a nice guy? You think that guy cares about you? I don't think he does. That when the sheriffs aren't around, see all the sheriff's cars, right? They're not around. Yeah, I'm not happy right now. When I hear there's people were attacked downtown, that makes me upset because we've been reporting on downtown crime. That's why. All of those crimes were predictable. Look, Rivera's murder by her partner was predictable and preventable. Amari, that's his name, I think it was. That kid, the Fortuno, murdered in the loop, predictable and preventable. The mayor vetoed the curfew. We've been talking about the drug dealing, the criminal activity, the vagrancies downtown, all predictable. All you do is get them off the street. Look, I'm not talking about violating people's rights. You can't sleep on a street. You can't do drugs on a street. That's public land. Yet the police allow them to do that. If you want any other evidence to say that the police aren't protecting people, they allowed their own police officer to murder another police officer. They allowed that to happen. And then they tried to cover it up. They tried to cover up the burning of the lady on the CTA. They said it was a fight. And it was never a fight. She was a victim of a predator criminal. Another criminal, right? That's roaming the streets. Then there was another criminal who raped somebody at Northwestern. How many of these are we going to have? When are we going to say enough is enough, right? And if the cops don't do their jobs, they need to step aside. And you know what? I'm not for defunding. We'll defund them. We'll wipe out the police department, just like we'll wipe out the school district. Those people have been teaching dildo talk in 3rd grade. Now we're going to wipe the whole district out. I'll show you guys how to decertify a district, man. We'll reclaim that $10 billion a year we're paying that district. Yeah, Chicago Public Schools gets $10 billion per year and the kids can't read. They teach them dildo talk, right? That's what they teach them. They teach them Gaza, right? Gazas and dildos. That's the bullshit they teach those kids, right? Shit. Take their money. The cops don't do their jobs, take their money. Hire somebody, not fire them. That's the one good thing about Trump. Fire him. That's it. Get rid of him. Get the next guy in there. You can't do it, you fire him. Fire him. That's it. That's how you take care of the stuff. Right here, Roosevelt Red Line, Battery. Right here, they just got the call. That's fresh.
And the Blackhawks trying for
just happened. Right there.
Louis, that game gets underway at 7. With sports at 16 and 46, I'm 670. The scores. Adam Stasinski on News Radio.
Roosevelt Red Line Battery.
Sponsored by AlmostFreeTeams.com. Here's Lisa Costi.
Slowdowns on the Bishop Ford outbound. You are heavy from the Ryan past the Stony Island Peter. Shooting investigation happening there, and that is blocking the
7001 Sam, take a look. I think there's
on the inbound side, you're heavy 111. The Dan Ryan is 17 minutes in from 8094.
That's right here in front of us.
Always let us know. We really do appreciate our tipsters on the WBBM Mercedes-Benz Hoffman Estates traffic tip line. That number, if you don't have it already, is 855.
Broken up, CTA K9's down there.
43 minutes inbound, heavy from Willow to Skokie, and then Dumpster to the Junction. Now.
It's right here, right? It's happening right now as we speak, live. That's my live radio, right? Right here.
7397 Charlie. 97 Charlie. 3 stop parking like blue light. Hold on, boy. 087. 84, hold on, boy. Hold on, boy, guy.
Battery in progress. 9749 South Merrill. Her husband's beating her up. Now black braids, unknown weapons on
You better Roosevelt Red Line in the battery in progress. 1167 South State. Got 5 to 6 youth fighting on the platform. Anybody at Red Line, Roosevelt for the battery in progress for the youth fighting on the platform. 1397. 7397. 107001 Sam, take a look. I think there's a CTA special unit posted there.
They're not out here, the cops. You see that, right? That's right here. You don't see no cops around, do you?
It looks like house is broken up. CTA K9's down there. Stand by. 64, boy. Sorry, what are you coming at? 6409, boy. 09, boy, guy. Oh, Joe is on a traffic stop over on Roosevelt State. Can you run this plate for me?
Ain't no cops here, don't you see? There's no cops around here. They got too much crime going on. The short man.
795 Arizona.
There's a beating happening on the red line during rush hour.
What kind of car are you looking at? What kind of vehicle are you looking at? Sorry, Scott, can you repeat that? What type of vehicle are you looking at? It's a U-Haul box truck. Let's come back hot. 2017 GMC Savannah.
our win.
Right there, man. There's the cops.
733 George.
They got a beating happening down here, right? Right there, right? SubX.News on the spot reporting. Right there, beating on the CTA during rush hour. Beatings. There's people beating and robbed and beat up in the morning during rush hour. How is it safe in our city? There you go.
Unit 741 Citywide Battery in Progress, 9749 South Merrill. That's 9749 South Merrill.
7397 Charlie.
97 Charlie.
Stop parking Lake Blue Line.
Alright, 087 85 087 85. Unit 741 Citywide Battery in Progress, 9749 South Merrill. That's 9749 South Merrill. Her husband's beating her up, male black braids, unknown weapons, no further 4th District Club.
SubX.News on the spot reporting.
167 South State, death out of 6 youth fighting on the platform. Anybody got red line from Roosevelt for the Battery in Progress for the youth fighting on the platform?
397.
7397.
Can 7301 Sam take a look? But I think there's a CTA special unit posted there.
There's a fight going on down there in that CTA station. Just happened.
I'm checking now.
Fight at the CTA station, Red Line Roosevelt. Rush hour. SubX.News.
Down there, stand by.
Our city's safe. Right.
409 boy.
09 boy guy.
Oh, Joe is on a traffic stop over on Roosevelt State. Can you run this plate for me?
Hold the plate.
Adam Henry 79529. It's going to be an Arizona plate.
Alright, Adam Henry 79529 Arizona.
No arrest, no nobody, right? Remove. They don't remove people from the train. They just put them back on the train and they keep moving. Instead of removing them from the system, they let the people ride the train. They do robberies on Fridays when people get paid.
What type of vehicle are you looking at?
It's a U-Haul box truck.
Let's come back out. 2017 GMC Savannah. I got all win.
7383 George.
733 George.
2 numbers, red line, Lake Police, upper and lower.
Take it at 08854 08855.
397 Charlie.
737 Charlie.
Clears from that land, 35 footers on another one, same location.
Battery CTA Roosevelt Red Line. No one's arrested. I guess they let them go back on the trains. 5:25 p.m. December 12th, 2025.
Alright, 6808874.
7383 Adam.
733 Adam.
Can we get 2 event numbers? Station and platform. 79 and the red line.
Alright, take event number 08878 and 08879.
6409 boy.
6409 boy.
On this stop, can you run a DL for us?
Code to DL.
Queen 535-100-90343.
Now your Christian has a suspended driver's license. And
got a non-serviceable for failure to appear. Drive while license suspended. Say, non-serviceable, I couldn't catch that. Yeah. In Whiteside County, for the first one, not serviceable. I got a second one here. Same thing, Whiteside County, not serviceable, Cook County. Got temporary order protection. I don't know if that matters. Other than that, right there. 733 Henry. 733 Henry now. 1322. It's eastbound 79 from Western to Ashland. Take 08907. 08907. 7383. There you go. Let me get these events for one. In Chicago. I'm sorry, you said Chicago where? What's the location for lunch? 67 East Chicago. Alright, take event number 08926. 7391 David. 91 David. Event number Jackson on the red. 08931.
There you go. You see all the cops running around downtown, right? There are a lot of them. It's Friday night. What's happening? Do we have some protection happening or are we not? I don't know. You didn't see nobody getting arrested. They didn't haul nobody out of that train station, did they? And that's what you gotta watch. That's why we sit here. I know it's kind of boring sometimes. You say, oh, what are you doing? I'm tired of this stuff. Well, you gotta watch, right? There's no one that was arrested, right? No one was arrested, right? That's what you're watching here. No one was arrested. I'm gonna keep repeating it, right? They called it over as a battery, but no one goes to jail. No one gets ruined. I've been on these cases a whole bunch of times. They let them right on the next train. Oh, there's something coming behind me. We'll see. They're pulling somebody. I see some cops coming right behind me. We'll see what's going on. Maybe they're coming here. I don't know what's going on here. Man, there's a lot of police activity going on downtown. I've been listening to my live radio.
Frequency mode.
1431 US 1471 assault in progress, Western McLean, CTA States, bus 8823 is standing northbound. The male black, wearing a black jacket, black pants, jumping around inside the bus, hitting the windows, and threatening the driver. 14th District, zone 3 clear.
Bus, right? There's a lot of violence on the CTA system, right? That's Incident Radio.
5:30 on your Friday. Good afternoon. Thanks for listening. I'm Judson Richards and Felicia Fielding. These are the top stories on News Radio WBBM. Governor Pritzker signs a bill legalizing medically assisted dying in the state of Illinois.
This is Sarah Poira. Body cams were rolling, according to COPA, when Chicago police fired a deadly shot on the city's north side.
It's move-out day for tenants of an apartment building that made headlines in the fall after it was raided by ICE. Plus, the Trump administration is sued by preservationists over the president's demolition of the White House East Wing wing to build a lavish ballroom. WBBM Sports Bulls take on the Hornets tonight in Chicago. Blackhawks, they are in St. Louis to battle the Blues. WBBM Business.
Worries about overspending on AI sent stocks lower on this Friday. The Dow falling 246 points. The NASDAQ down nearly 400 points. The S&P down 73. I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg.
Cloudy skies, 27 degrees in Chicago at 5:31. Illinois will now be the 13th state to give terminally ill people the ability to end their lives with the help of a doctor. Governor Pritzker confirmed that he signed what's known as Deb's Law today. WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles reports.
The measure was inspired by a cancer patient named Deb Robertson, who, as she's gone through treatment, wanted options to maintain control over her life and how it ends. Kadeen Bennett is with the ACLU, which supported the law.
Deb has said numerous times that she wants to live. I mean, she wants to live so much that she's continuing to go through different kinds of trials in order to prolong her life.
But Barbara Lyons from the Patients' Rights Action Fund says that in other states with similar laws, they've seen allegations that vulnerable people have been coerced into ending their lives.
These vulnerable people who we are trying to protect can be unduly affected by coercion and pressure. And unfortunately now in Illinois, that's going to be reality.
The law will require 2 doctors to sign off on the prescription for life-ending drugs. It takes effect in September. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
A 20-year-old Albany Park man is dead after a Chicago police officer shot him Tuesday on the north side. Now the Civilian Office of Police Accountability shares what they found in their preliminary investigation.
It happened just before 10:30 p.m. on North Washtenaw near Lincoln Avenue. COPA says body cam footage confirms officers were checking on a report of a white stolen vehicle when a dark sedan with a female driver pulled up. 2 men got out of the sedan and tried to enter the stolen white car. After police ordered them to stop, 1 man ran, the other got back into the sedan before struggling with an officer. COPA says the officer fired a shot as the car drove off, hitting the man, with the officer being briefly dragged before the car hit a parked vehicle. The officer is in good condition. 2 weapons were recovered, and COPA will release video within 60 days unless a court order blocks it. Sarah Herrera, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Today's deadline for tenants to be out of a South Shore apartment building after it was deemed unlivable.
The building at 75th and South Shore is now in foreclosure after a judge called it a fire trap and approved an emergency eviction request from the building's owner. Conditions in the building came into focus after federal immigration agents conducted an overnight raid there back in the fall. Tenants say they've been offered up to $5,000 to relocate. Still, some say that's not enough. Haley Hansen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
It's an illegal place.
A lawsuit has been filed to block construction of President Trump's White House ballroom. CBS's Linda Kenyon has the story.
The first major lawsuit has been filed by the National Trust for Historic Preservation. It names President Trump and others, including Interior Secretary Doug Burgum. The lawsuit argues the administration failed to undergo legally required reviews or receive congressional authorization for the project. The president had said the ballroom would be near but not touching the White House structure, then later demolish the entire East Wing.
President Trump said the ballroom will be completed in a year and a half before he leaves office. Navy Admiral Alvin Halsey is handing off command a year into a post that normally lasts 3 to 4 years.
The admiral overseeing U.S. military forces in Latin and South America relinquished command in a ceremony today after announcing his early retirement. Admiral Alvin Halsey transferred his duties to Lieutenant General Lamar Pettis to serve as acting commander of U.S. Southern Command until the Pentagon makes a nomination. Halsey did not give a reason for his early retirement, but CBS has reported there were tensions between him and Secretary Hegseth about decisions in the region where the U.S. military has built up about 15,000 forces off of Venezuela and killed 87 alleged drug smugglers. Eleanor Watson, CBS News, Miami.
Historic flooding hits Washington state.
Days of torrential rains have left families stranded on rooftops, homes ripped from their foundations, and entire neighborhoods flooded in parts of Washington state under a state of emergency, and residents have been told to evacuate. In Sumas, near the U.S.-Canadian border.
There's somebody being under arrest over here, right? You see that there?
The U.S. Coast Guard video shows flood victims lifted up into a rescue helicopter.
Something's going on over there. See that?
South in Concrete, Washington.
Looks like we now have a houseboat.
Mariah Rosa assesses the damage to her home.
About 6 feet of water underneath one.
I don't hear nothing on Citywide 1.
Impacting a large part of the state.
Frequency mode.
Ferguson is calling it a historic situation. I'm Donna Warder.
King Charles III says he'll scale back his cancer treatment due to his early diagnosis, effective intervention, and adherence to doctors' orders. During today's announcement, the 77-year-old encouraged people to take advantage of screening that can detect cancer in its early stages when it's easiest to treat. Last year, Buckingham Palace shared that doctors detected cancer in the king, but did not disclose what type. We'll take a look at traffic, weather, and best gas prices coming up. It's 5:36.
We understand the cold winter months can be challenging for some, so People's Gas offers Share the Warmth, a program that helps qualified customers.
No, that's that stolen.
Up to $200. Learn more and see if you qualify at
That's that stolen U-Haul truck, right?
Maybe you shouldn't have got shirtless in this weather. It's a nice Bears jacket. Oh, thanks. I bought it with the Chicago Bears PNC bank.
That's that stolen U-Haul truck they just grabbed, right?
It's so soft and warm. Can you get discounts on gloves? Yeah. Face covers?
Remember we heard that they got a stolen U-Haul truck?
Find out more at pnc.com/bearscard. PNC Bank, the official bank of the Chicago Bears. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC. Visa is a registered trademark of Visa International Service Association and used under license.
They're going to rob some shit tonight.
Where I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means.
Now we heard that on the radio. Remember the stolen U-Haul truck?
Oh yeah, your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down. What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Now the lowest gas prices from News Radio.
Oh, they're leaving already. Damn it! Oh man, we missed that arrest.
Own a business, you may be able to deduct.
Oh, they let him go?
Price on a Section 179 qualifying.
Looks like they let him go, right? Oh no, they're hauling him in.
Web4.com. In Cicero, the Shell on Cicero and 34.
Is there a cop driving that?
$2.92 a gallon in Hammond.
No, they let them go. There you go.
In Goslin is selling gas for $2.49 a gallon.
Alrighty, moving on, right? So we had a fight over there, and we had a stolen U-Haul truck.
79th, we've got a crash in a lane, and then you're heavy from 43rd all the way up to the Jane Burns right now. About a 30-minute trip in. Outbound, you're heavy from the Burn interchange before 18th, and then 43rd.
We're going to go back into downtown. How about that?
5 minutes for you outbound on the Dan Ryan. Bishop Ford, we've got problems outbound from the Ryan to past Estonia here with that shooting investigation on there. So 16 minutes outbound, 16 minutes actually coming back in. The Tri-State southbound, still stop and go from the Benson Bridge to the Eisenhower with that earlier stop, but that stop is from here on Bridge to 95th due to a crash there in the right lane. Northbound on the Tri-State, you're heavy from the Bishop Ford to Halstead, and then turning to the Eisenhower. Jane Addams eastbound, we've got pretty solid from Barrington Road to Roselle with the stall in the left lane. The Kennedy is problematic. But it's long. Your stop and go from Cumberland to Randolph. It's hour 17 from O'Hare, 37 from the junction. You're 32 out to Montrose, 50 to O'Hare. Stay in the locals. Express lanes are 2 minutes slower. Highway 90 O'Hare extension. Eastbound, you're heavy from Bessie Coleman Drive. Tri-State westbound from the Tri-State to Manheim. The Eisenhower, it's an hour 25 now from the Jane Addams to the Jane Burn. 50 from Manheim. Outbound, it'll take you an hour 5 out to I-90. Your next traffic is at 5:48 on News Radio 105.9 WB.
That was a stolen
AccuWeather. Maybe a stray flurry early tonight, otherwise mostly cloudy, brisk, and turning much colder. Tonight's low around 8 degrees. AccuWeather real field temperatures dropping toward 10 below. Cloudy, breezy, and bitterly cold tomorrow. Some snow from later in the morning into the afternoon could accumulate a fresh dusting to an inch, which could lead to some slippery travel for a time. Temperatures pretty much holding in the single digits tomorrow. Blustery, bitterly cold tomorrow night with patchy clouds, low 4 below 0. Then a frigid day Sunday, still a bit of a breeze with sunshine and a high around 10. 27 degrees at O'Hare right now, 28 at Midway and at Lincoln Square, 30 at the lakefront, going down to 8 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Good afternoon. Time now 5:40. A northwest side Chicago neighborhood will have some new weapons in the war against cancer thanks to a new partnership.
City of Hope is teaming up with Humboldt Park Health to build out the cancer treatment capabilities of the hospital, which has been serving the working-class Humboldt Park neighborhood for over a century. Dr. Kevin King with City of Hope is the medical director of oncology services at Humboldt Park Health. He says their team of doctors and specialists will fight cancer from lifestyle factors through early detection.
And to be partnering with a hospital that has all the resources to say, hey, we're not only thinking about getting a patient in and giving them some labs and calling it a day, we're actually going to be working with them and making sure that they live a healthy lifestyle even outside of the hospital.
We talk about cancer care and treatment in underserved communities and the overall fight against cancer with Humboldt Park Health President and CEO Jose Sanchez and Dr. Kevin King of City of Hope this weekend on At Issue. You can hear the conversation Sunday at 9:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. Rob Hart, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Well, if you're planning to be on Soldier Field for Sunday's Bears game, you're going to be being encouraged to take the bitter cold weather seriously.
AccuWeather says it's going to feel as if temps were in the single digits to below zero on Sunday. And the Bears say they want to prioritize fan safety along with continuing to deliver on a fun experience. Some things you should know if you're going to the game. There will be warming centers, including at Loop Landing behind Section 146. You will be permitted to have battery-operated warmers, but you may not take cardboard into Soldier Field to sit or stand on. Hand warmers will be available for purchase. Bernie Tafoya, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
From the small shops in Pilsen to the sky.
Gonna be a cold game this weekend. I'll watch it from my TV. I don't know what I'm gonna have. My kid will be home. I don't know what we're gonna have. Maybe I'm thinking maybe I just get a tray of wings. Anybody ever do that? You go to JJ's or Sharks and you just get that big tray of wings. Maybe sometimes you get half wings, half catfish. You know what I'm talking about? Half wings, half catfish. You get some mild sauce. You got enough fries. You got the bread. Man, and you just eat it. That's it. It's done. And it doesn't cost that much. I mean, what is that? About 30, 40 bucks usually? You know, the big tray, right? The aluminum one. Hey, you fill that sucker up. Get maybe like 20, 25 wings. You don't need a half a tray of catfish. That's a lot. Get maybe a dinner, right, of catfish, and maybe like 25, 30 wings. I forget. I used to get those all the time when my kids were younger. We used to do that, right?
With timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Need a reason to visit Wind Creek Casino and Hotel? Well, here's 2,200 of them. Right now, new players get a welcome package valued at up to $2,200 in rewards, including hotel stays, food credits, and slot-free play. It's a one-of-a-kind offer exclusively for new members. Sign up and play as a rewards member to get yours. Only at Wind Creek Casino and Hotel.
Homeless out here on the sidewalk on Ida B. Wells right before State Street. 5:45 p.m. It's going to be 10 below zero tonight. Coldest day of the year. There's no warming buses out here. No city service.
FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will
December
determine
12th,
website
2025.
details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy runs. Just fill out a survey.
Yeah, you're going to see a bunch of people out here pretty soon. You'll see it. We're on Ida B. Wells. It's 5:37. $5:45 p.m. You're going to see a bunch of guys sleeping on the sidewalk, right? It's the coldest day of the year. It's going to be -10 tonight. Why isn't there a city warming bus out here? 5:45 p.m. out here on Ida B. Wells right before State Street, one of the main streets in the city of Chicago here. It's going to be the coldest day of the year. They say it might be feel like 10 below zero tonight? And look at this. These guys are setting up their camps here. There's no warming buses. There's no city services. There's nothing out here. There should be at least a warming bus right here to help these guys. Look at that. There's nobody out here. Look, you're live. I'm videotaping this live on Twitter, live on Facebook, and I'm recording it. Look at that. There's no city services, none whatsoever. Look at that. No city services. None. They let these people freeze on the sidewalk. See that there? SubX.News.
Car says she has a gun. She wants police to show up. Her son's 16 years old, diagnosed with ADHD and impulsiveness. Their district.
Sad, ain't it? That's what we're dealing with, right? Let me grab this phone call here real quick. Let me get you off a speaker real quick.
Okay.
All right, I got you off a speaker. You free tonight or what? You want me to pick you up, or you want to go out for dinner, or you want to do it another night? You busy? If you're busy, that's okay. You know me, I can adjust my thing. I don't want to put you out or nothing like that. Yeah, we'll do it next week then, okay? Yeah, I'm live, but I got you off, so no one knows who I'm talking to. It's all posted. Did you see that? Those are on Twitter. Yeah, I posted all those. Did you see the links I sent you? That's what I posted. Read it. All right, I did it. And then I was out there yesterday, right? All right, you heard me talking. But did you hear they just had a guy beating people up in the morning here on Wednesday downtown? A recidivist that has multiple arrests. He was beating people at 8 in the morning, and they just had another guy beating on people here tonight or yesterday. It's all over. Yeah, it's all over. They're not doing their job, these cops. They're shooting each other, right? I mean, yeah. Yep, that's what they need to do. All right, be safe. You got any more stuff, send it to me, and we'll keep pushing more pressure, okay? All right, send it to me. We'll keep the pressure up. Thanks for calling back. We'll get together next week. Like this, we'll just call each other. We touch bases. We go. If not, we not. We get trusted. You know me, I'm always around, okay? I'm right here, too. No, I'm downtown right now. I just videotaped. They got a bunch of people in cardboard boxes right over here on State Street. They're not even helping these people. There's no warming buses. The migrants had warming buses, and they ain't got no warming buses for these Americans, and mostly they're black. Got it? And then what? You know what I wrote? The way I wrote the article today about you, the mini article. I said, yeah, they allow crime in black areas where black people live, right? Well, they want, they want to get rid of you guys, then they're going to get rid of the Mexicans, then they're going to get rid of the poor whites, they get rid of the Chinese, they get rid of everybody. They're going to take all our houses from us, you know what I mean? They want to live in that building you got. That's a nice building you got. That's an old, yeah, they want, they want to be in there, right? you know what's up. Yeah, they want that building. They want to be in there, those gentrifiers all around here paying all them high rents and condos. They want that one, right? That's what they want. All right, it was good talking to you. Be safe. You stay warm. It's going to be 10 below tonight, all right? I'm on now. I'm just running around downtown. Good talking to you, okay? Be safe. Bye. Bye. I'm not going to tell you who that was, but you can kind of get what we were talking about, right? So that's what that was. I don't want to put the person's name out. If they're comfortable put their name out, then they'll put their name out there. You know what I mean? But I don't want to say the person's name. That's why I took it off a speaker. I appreciate everybody, because we were going to go out for dinner in a little bit. Once we talk about what we're going to do, then we'll share that, right? A little bit more. All right, let's keep going, all right? There's some cop activity in front of us. See that up there? There's a lot of cop activity in downtown. A lot. It's not even funny. So thank you for letting me take that phone call. There's a lot of police activity downtown. There's a lot of police activity in downtown Chicago tonight. More than I ever seen. I thought the crime was down. I've never seen this many police, only when there's the big gatherings. See, there's a homeless guy right there. They were throwing rocks and shit at people. He's standing right there, right? Ready to go? All right, let's keep moving, all right? And there's a guy right here. There's a guy right there. You see that guy right there? The cops should come by and tell him, get the hell out of there. What is that guy doing there? What's he doing? Oh, you ain't doing nothing wrong. These are the guys that attack people. There was just 3 people attacked here. Somebody was attacked the other day I was out here. Yesterday they said somebody was attacking people here. That's probably the guy right there. There ain't that many people down there. All right, let's go see the crime here, man. Oh, man, I almost hit that car there. I better watch out. There's a guy standing right there. He ain't doing nothing. He's doing some vagrancy crap.
If you have a plan to retire in 10 years, don't wait.
Clark and Lake Blue. It's all around here. We got tons of crime happening. They're cracking down. They're cracking skulls, man.
Because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front, or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000. All guaranteed.
All Mr. Oh, crime is okay. Well, now you're cracking skulls open. And I've never seen this many cops in downtown Chicago. It's a little too late, though. All right, little too late. It's empty, man. There ain't nobody here on a Friday night. Look, there's no cars. It's abandoned. It's a wasteland. You got people being beaten, robbed. It's messed up. This is how you destroy the city, right? Ain't nobody coming down here, man.
Yeah, can you hold us down on the bed? I can't have avoidable traffic stuff, 19 South State. Can I give you a plate, please? Close plate. Frank George, 91185. Frank George, 91185.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Car's coming back on a silver 2025 CLG utility vehicle. Yeah, answer. That was 626.
Look at it. Look, it's 5:57 p.m. Let's sit right here. I'll show you this. It's 5:57 p.m.
3326.
There ain't no one downtown. Look at this. There's no one walking. Look. It's 2 weeks before Christmas. It's empty down here, man. There's no cars. There's no traffic. What, those few cars? That's nothing. When you have mass shootings and killings, there you go. You got something happening right there. It just popped off right in front of us, right? Right there. Something's going on right here, man. There you go. We got crime right there. I don't know what that is there, man. There's crime happening right in front of you, man. I told you I haven't seen this much crime. And
Can you hold us down on lunch? Clark and Waveland? 09248, 09248.
that's just in the live radio, right?
7383 Ada, 09248. And 3326. Your event number is 09246, 09246. 7373. Oh yeah. Get 2 for 6 now red.
SubX.News on the spot reporting downtown Chicago on 229 South State Street. Going northbound on State Street, they have somebody pulled over here. They just had a stolen U-Haul truck down the street, and they had a fight on the Red Line subway, and now they're pulling over this car here. We haven't seen this many police officers and blue lights in downtown ever since I don't know when. But there you go. So this is some kind of a street stop here, right? SubX is on the spot reporting. All right, there you go, right?
boy. 7383 boy.
They need to stop people. They need to talk to people. They need to prevent crime. This is okay when we see a lot of these blue lights, but they need to start what? Preventing crime. I don't know what this is about. Oh man, there's a lot of cops in that car there. I see that there. Street stop here on State Street. 6 p.m.
No reports of fatalities. The latest on that next from the CBS World News Roundup. WBBM Sports Bulls face off with the Hornets tonight in Charlotte. Blackhawks are in St. Louis to take on the Blues. In business,
I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg. Wall Street stumbling today on worries about all the billions being spent on AI. The Dow today lower by 246. The Nasdaq down 399, and the S&P lost 74.
Cloudy skies, 27 degrees. And
7385 boy. What's that event number?
Portions of Washington State
experiencing historic levels of flooding.
New Epstein picture dump.
95,000 photos.
Nobel Peace Prize winner tells CBS News
Peace is ultimately an act of love.
This is the CBS News World News Roundup Late Edition. I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Rivers in Washington state remain high and are on the way down, but
CPD's hot and heavy downtown Chicago tonight.
Update: Washington Governor Bob Ferguson says
CPD's hot and heavy in downtown Chicago tonight.
Loss of life at this time. I want to emphasize, of course, information is very fluid. The situation is very dynamic. But we're exceedingly grateful and thankful that our prayers have been answered. At this time, no loss of life has occurred.
Traffic stop on
Democrats
State
the House
Street.
Oversight Committee have released new Jeffrey Epstein photos. They include pictures of President Trump, former President Clinton, and former Prince Andrew. CBS's Scott McFarland.
What the Democrats on the panel are trying to do here is underscore the imperative nature of what's supposed to happen next Friday, which is the release of all the files so we can see who else was running in the same circles as Jeffrey Epstein and whether those other people may have any culpability for those horrific crimes.
President Trump says of today's photo release and the late convicted sex offender.
Well, I haven't seen it, but I mean, everybody knew this man. He was all over Palm Beach. His photos with everybody. I mean, almost there are hundreds and hundreds of people that have photos with him. So that's no big deal. I know nothing about it.
The White House accuses Democrats of, quote, selectively releasing cherry-picked photos and trying to create a false narrative. President Trump is facing a lawsuit over the White House ballroom project. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
The lawsuit argues the administration failed to undergo legally required reviews or receive congressional authorization for the project. The president had said the ballroom would be near but not touching the White House structure, then later demolish the entire East Wing.
After 11 months in hiding, Venezuelan opposition leader and Nobel Peace Prize winner Maria Corina Machado tells CBS has faced the nation when it comes to embattled President Nicolas Maduro.
I will welcome more and more pressure so that Maduro understands that he has to go.
More of Margaret Brennan's Face the Nation exclusive will air Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. King Charles encourages others to take advantage of early cancer screening programs while announcing,
"Today I am able to share with you the good news that thanks to early diagnosis, effective intervention and adherence to doctors' orders, my own schedule of cancer treatment can be reduced in the new year."
Schedule, man, how does he talk like that, that British guy?
246
He
points.
talks like a British guy, don't he?
399 points. Now this.
Yeah, waiting for some line to get in
Sponsored
there.
by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
Hi, I'm Jack Arnold from Arnold Electric. And I'm
It's
Jack.
empty on a Friday night, man.
A lone wolf and proud of it. Jack, do you do a
It should be packed down here, man. It's not. You can't run a city with crime. And when you lie about, like I told this earlier, that man was lying about crime. Look at it. It's empty here, man. This is downtown Chicago, man. It's empty. See that there? It's empty. The only reason it's jacked up here is because of the construction up there. We might make a U-turn here.
check circuit loads and breaker capacity. You need to know if the system is sound if you want repairs or new installations to work like they should. You could be putting a band-aid on a bigger problem. Oh, I've had plenty of band-aids.
See, there ain't nobody here. It's just a bottleneck over there.
Find a way to avoid healthcare costs jumping for millions of Americans covered under the Affordable Care Act. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns on Capitol Hill.
These Senate bills failed yesterday, but the House is supposed to take up legislation next week. They are saying that they're putting forward a package of bills related to the costs of health care.
Gilmar Abrego Garcia, who was mistakenly deported to his native El Salvador, then returned to the U.S., reported for a check-in at an ICE facility today. It came one day after being released from a detention facility by a federal judge who said Abrego Garcia was in custody without lawful authority. CBS's Camila Montoya Galvez.
For the time being, at least, Abrego Garcia is a free man. He left that ICE Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility in Baltimore, a free man, and the agency was forced to allow him to continue that immigration case, that deportation case, outside of a detention center.
Abrego Garcia faces criminal charges in Tennessee. You're listening to the CBS World News Roundup.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS.
There you see, the big story today is there's a lot of police activity in downtown Chicago. If crime is down, then why do we have all this police activity? Why is there so many no? There, look at it. It's empty down there. It's completely abandoned. I mean, we got to get out and make a video of this. Man. I mean, we need to do that. It's completely empty. It's abandoned, right? I better turn off my car so nobody steals it, right? We're gonna go out. I'll show you guys this. Let me put my hat on so my brain don't freeze, right? I'm gonna show you. It's empty down here, man. Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever seen this, how empty it is. It's sad, man. I don't know if you guys have or not. I don't know when's the last time you've been downtown. You see there ain't no traffic. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is now, right? 6 o'clock, a little after 6, right? On a Friday, right? 6:06, right? I don't know how to do this. SubX.News on the spot reporting here. It's 6:06 p.m. December 12, 2020. I want to show you this. It's 6 o'clock Friday night. It's a couple of weeks before Christmas. You want to see this? Look. I usually do this and they think I'm crazy. I do twirls in the middle of the street. See this here? See the twirls? Let's go across the street here. We'll do some twirls here. This whole section of downtown is completely abandoned. There's no one here. Look. There's a few cars here. The only reason there's traffic is because they got a whole construction thing going on here. That's the only reason there's traffic. But look, how many times can I twirl around? I'm going to do a dance in the middle of the street. There ain't nobody down here, man. It's abandoned. See that there? All those stores are closed. There's no businesses in and on. That whole block, that entire block. Look at this. Watch my finger. Watch this. See that? All those stores shut down. There's not one, not even one. It's 100%. That's 100% vacant. There you go. 100% vacant. You got another store there, right? There's something going on at that gym shoe store over there. Whatever, that's good. Then that store, that block over there is about half empty. That block's about half empty. But you look at it. There's no foot traffic. Zero foot traffic. None. No foot traffic here. See that there? I mean, it's going to be like 10 below tonight. I actually don't see my breath. So you want me to do the twirls? Look. How many blocks can you see down there? You can see all the way up to where the construction is. Where that bus just went. That's construction over there. So you can see 1, 2, 3 blocks. There's a traffic light here. You can see 3. This is 4, 5. There's 5 empty blocks here. You see that there? See that? This is completely abandoned. There's no other way to describe this. And then you got a mayor that says he wants to do a head tax on companies. Well, how many people you think work in a building like this? There's 100 or so. Any one of these companies that come into the city is going to have a head tax. That's what he wants to do. So not only are we abandoned, we're already harming our city by having abandoned storefronts during the Christmas season. He wants to tax any business that comes into our city even more, rather than having a tax-free zone. How about you giving them, I don't know, some tax incentives or whatever you do. But why would you tax these people that are trying to run businesses in the city, right, that are already abandoned, right? They're all abandoned. There you go. SubX.News on the spot reporting. There's no other news agency in the city of Chicago doing this type of reporting. They're all in the mayor's pockets. News agencies, the big ones, they're all union, and they're part of the same union, the CFL. That's why they don't write against the mayor. Got it? They're in the same union. If a reporter writes against the mayor, they get thrown out of the union. I've been in those meetings. Got that? There you go. It's abandoned. One more time. Check that out. See that there? Look, I'm telling you, there's no stores open. One more time. There's not one store open. 100% vacant. 100%. There you go. SubX.News. Let's get out of here. I'm cold, man. SubX.News on the spot reporting. There we go. 6 p.m. December 12th, 2022. I want to show you this. All right. 6 o'clock. I don't know. Did you guys know it was that bad? See this? Look. I usually do this and they think I'm crazy. I do twerk. 100% vacant and abandoned State Street. That's 100%. That's the figure there. You're going to be doing robberies, huh?
Hunter is facing more charges after allegedly attacking 3 women in a loop on Wednesday. Police say 40-year-old Marlon Miller punched women ages 62, 50, and 49 in 3 separate incidents near Randolph in Michigan. He was taken into custody just minutes after this week's alleged attacks. The arrest comes amid several similar pending battery charges, one of which requires him to be on electronic monitoring. Miller faces 3 counts of aggravated battery in this most recent attack. Police did not specify the extent of any of the women's injuries.
That's what happened right here.
Now be the 13th state to give terminally ill people the ability to end their lives with the help of a doctor. Governor Pritzker confirmed that he signed what's known as Deb's Law. The measure was inspired by a cancer patient named Deb Robertson, who, as she's gone through treatment, wanted options to maintain control over her life and how it ends. Kadeen Bennett from the ACLU says the law requires
between Adams and Monroe, the east side of State Street.
Get approval from 2 doctors over a 6-month
December
period.
12, 2025.
Any of the doctors feel like this person may be
6:06 p.m.
They're depressed. They're required to do a referral for a mental health counselor. There are felony, criminal, and civil penalties if you coerce someone to either to request the medication or not forgo it.
But opponents say they're concerned those safeguards won't be enough to
only weeks before Christmas.
Takes effect in September. Coming up next, we'll get you set for that Bears game on Sunday. Also, it is going to be bitterly cold. How cold will it get? Well, a full update for you coming up on a 5-day AccuWeather forecast at 6:13.
Showering, making breakfast, checking emails.
We got
No
one
matter
at
how you
Lakeshore
get your day
and
started,
Monroe Drive,
News Radio.
southbound lane. Monroe and Lakeshore, southbound lane. She called roadside assistance. She's in a black Subaru Outback. She doesn't feel safe. Her car broke down. Then I got another one at 2300 South Lakeshore Drive in a northbound lane. 2300 South Lakeshore northbound lane. Silver Honda CRV. Her vehicle is stalled. She wants police to go on scene until the tow truck arrives for her. And then we got one more. 18th and Lakeshore Drive. 18th and Lakeshore Drive. There's a vehicle, mid-size, dark SUV. That might be a dupe. That's all, guys.
3 cars busted on Lakeshore Drive. Everybody feels unsafe. They say they want the cops there, right?
Was that 3220? 3213. Oh, that makes, okay. 733 Frank.
What's up, Nicole?
Can I have up and lower Howard red line, please? Yeah, of course. Downstairs is going to be 09439. 09439. Upstairs 09440. 09440.
Ready to get out of here? We're almost done with our broadcast tonight.
For you, even if you have type 2 diabetes.
We'll take a little drive. We might talk to a few people and we'll call it quits. We're going to hunker down and get ready for this cold snap.
To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-352-9239. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-352-9239. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-352-9239. 800-352-9239 or biglou.com.
4712.
6:15 time for the AccuWeather 5-day forecast sponsored by Four Seasons, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Here is meteorologist Brian Thompson.
That's what I've had a couple of spotty flurries.
You don't see nobody, do you? Have you seen anybody walking? Do you see anybody downtown? It's not that cold. It's 35 degrees. My hands aren't cold. Ain't that cold yet? It's the crime.
Degrees tonight. AccuWeather real field temperatures dropping toward 10 below by the time we get to early tomorrow. Cloudy, breezy, frigid day tomorrow. We'll have some snow from later in the morning on into the afternoon. Mostly some lighter snow and some flurries that can accumulate a fresh dusting to an inch. Could lead to some slippery travel for a time. Temperatures holding nearly steady in the single digits. Real field temps 0 to 10 below. The worst of the cold tomorrow night. It'll be blustery with patchy clouds, low 4 below 0. Real field temps as low as 15 to 25 below. And bright sunshine on Sunday, brisk and frigid. Certainly bitterly cold for the Bears game. A high only 10 degrees. Real field temps 0 to 10 below. Probably not quite as breezy as tomorrow, but there will still be a noticeable
It's 6:17 p.m.
And by Monday, not as harsh.
You want me to turn around here?
And then Tuesday,
because you're saying, he's pointing southbound. This is the excuse. So, there you go. There's cops coming right there. Let's put on our light.
WBBM News time, 6:16. Time to test drive a new Chevrolet EV at Apple Chevy. Your Chevy EV connection.
More cops. There you go.
Sports desk, your 670 scores.
I don't hear nothing on the radio.
Host the Browns at Soldier Field on Sunday.
Love it, man. It's fair weather. It's coming down. Our guys are excited about it. Can't wait to get out there.
I told you it's hot downtown.
Home field advantage. Can't wait to see the fans out there.
Bears have at least one reinforcement coming for that game. Defensive back Tyreek Stevenson is set to return after missing a couple games. The Browns have been missing several players that are key to their game.
Who wants to be involved in this activity? Criminals and drug dealers and vagrants beating on people. They're beating on people, man, downtown. Who wants to be part of that behavior? I don't. Where'd that cop go, man? Yeah, where are you going, bro? Why are you beeping your horn, man? Ain't nothing going on. The only reason there's traffic here is because of the construction. That's the only reason we have traffic right here. They jammed it up. They're weirdos, man. They ruined the city, that guy, man.
Kind of your usual delay. Looking at the rest.
I don't hear nothing on the radio. I'm going to have to put it on, right?
Frequency mode. In Northwest Indiana, the rolling delay is going to be 8094 westbound, heavy between Burr and Tri-State.
704 North.
Let's listen on the radio, see what we missed here, because we should get that call.
4712.
How about a number for walking platform?
739
Yeah, they're blocking the internet downtown is what they're doing.
114 over there. A few minutes now. Like 8 minutes now. They should be there soon.
Well, I'll be outside waiting for
Right, there's construction going on.
Personal America 5632 West Melrose and 5632 West Melrose. Calls for 2 males wearing face masks that parked 2 vans in front of the address. Both are knocking on doors and one has a knife. Nothing further. Zone 1 radio clear.
That's the only reason.
Citywide, PH1, we are available. We're up. PH, let them know once again.
That's blocked, right? That's why.
Alright, Lakeshore Drive units. I got a couple of them on the board. Now everybody's car is starting to break down, I guess. We got one at Lakeshore and Monroe Drive in the southbound lane. Monroe and Lakeshore southbound lane. She called roadside assistance. She's in a black Subaru Outback. She doesn't feel safe. Her car broke down. Then I got another one at 2300 South Lakeshore Drive in the northbound lane, 2300 South Lakeshore northbound lane. Silver Honda CRV. Her vehicle is stalled. She wants police to go on scene until the tow truck arrives for her. And then we got one more, 18th and Lakeshore Drive. 18th and Lakeshore Drive. There's a vehicle, mid-size, dark SUV. That might be a dupe. That's all, guys.
30. Can you stack me with those?
Was that 3220?
3213.
Oh, that makes, okay, 3213. Thank you, sir.
7383 Frank.
733 Frank.
Can I have up and lower Howard red line, please?
Yeah, of course. Downstairs is going to be 09439. 09439. Upstairs 09440. 09440. 4712.
Well, how about a number for walk and talk for Albany Krispy Kreme Market, please?
All right. That'll give you, sir, 09449. 09449.
3211.
32.
What's this camp driver's license on the box, please? Boy 652 5245 4135. We're exiting Interstate Anthony Avenue to finish this traffic stop. I'm going to have to impound the car.
Okay, 10-4. I got you pounding that vehicle, and I throw this ID of Larry Burns on your box.
704 North.
704 North.
Two numbers for 95 Red North and South Lake.
For the south is 09492. 09492. The north 09493. 09493. All right. That'll give you, sir, 09449. 09449.
South Anthony Avenue.
3211. 9158 South Anthony. Change your location. 3213 for info.
3213.
Hey, 13, when you get over to Monroe and Lakeshore, I'm not sure if this is two different incidents, because now I'm just getting a call of a car accident over there. Spanish driver, two-vehicle auto accident, a gray Volkswagen Jetta versus a Nissan Rogue, white in color. But the other call I'm sending it to you right now is just a stalled vehicle, so it might be two different incidents if you let me know when you get over there.
All right, I'll let you know.
Thanks.
7385 Adam.
735 Adam.
Squad 2 event numbers, upper lower, Cermak red line.
All right, it's 09523, 09523, and 09524, 09524.
$7,397.
7397 Charlie.
Yeah, so it's going to utilize with 114 unified mission.
1824.
If Charlie is free, have one of them call me.
7397 Charlie, you guys copy?
Here we go.
6-2 Adam.
Squad, keep posting no problem solving at 658 North Campus.
10-4.
Frequency mode.
On the I-57 inbound, slow between US 30 and I-80, then again between 147 from the Dan Ryan. 30 minutes on your way in, but just 15 to get back out. The Bishop Ford still having trouble on the Stony Island feeder. We have an ongoing shooting investigation that has the ramp closed. You're going to need to avoid that. 25 minutes on your inbound side of the floor.
So shooting on the feeder on Stony Island. So it was a shooting on the highway.
And Monroe, and again southbound at Chicago. From the Metro Traffic Center, your next report is at 6:38 on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And with the forecast telling you it's going to be a cold one overnight and heading into the weekend. This evening, mostly cloudy, breezy. Turning much colder, a low of 3 to 7 degrees. Yanklin, Deerfield temps dropping to 10 below overnight. Outside right now, Chicagoland, 27 degrees, cloudy skies at 6:29.
Are you tired of being tired? Go to AdventKnows.com.
Be careful, it's gonna be cold tonight. Let your faucets drip a little bit, right? Just let them drip a little bit. Keeps the water running, that's why. Not too much, just a little bit.
Taking lunch at 95th and Hamilton.
Make sure your sink don't overflow though, right?
Enjoy lunch. You need your van number 09621. 09621. Simple.
Friday. Good evening. Thanks for listening. I'm Judson Richards in for Lisa Fielding. News of the top stories on News Radio WBBM. Chicago Civilian Police Watchdog says body cams caught the moment CPD officers shot and killed a man earlier this week on the north side also.
This is Nancy Hardy. Evanston police are looking for other victims after arresting a man for kidnapping and sexually abusing a teen.
This is Mike Krauser. Infighting in the Indiana Republican Party and downplaying by the president after the congressional map loss.
Plus, House Democrats release almost 20 photos of the late sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein and his associates.
They're out here selling drugs right here, man, right in front of this 7-Eleven. They're right there.
Nominated 25
drug dealers are right here.
First quarter, the Blackhawks take on
right there. Those are drug dealers right there.
Well, AccuWeather the forecast says our evening ahead, it's going to be cold, low to 3 to 7 degrees, but the feels like could be more like 10 below. Right now, cloudy skies, 27 degrees at 6:31. A shooting on the north side left a 20-year-old Albany Park man dead after an encounter with Chicago police on Tuesday. Now, the Civilian Office of Police Accountability...
They were trying to steal a car. They were trying to steal a car.
Of course, the body camera video shows officers searching in the dark around 10:30 p.m. for a white stolen vehicle on North Washtenaw near Lincoln Avenue. A dark sedan driven by a woman pulled up and two men got out and moved toward the stolen car. Police ordered them to stop. One man ran. The other returned to the sedan where he ended up in a struggle with an officer. According to Copa, the officer fired as the sedan sped away. The round struck the man and the officer was dragged for a short distance before the car crashed into a parked vehicle. The officer is expected to be fined. Investigators recovered two guns. Copa plans to release the video within the required 60-day window unless a judge intervenes. Sarah Herrera, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Evanston police have arrested a 43-year-old man for kidnapping and sexually abusing a high school student, and now they're looking for other victims.
Police say Artez Drain is homeless, but they found him in the SUV he allegedly used to drive a 14-year-old girl to school after she missed the bus. During that ride, police say he implied he had a knife and coerced her into touching him sexually. It happened the morning of December 3rd, police say. The girl was not hurt, and she reported the incident to Evanston Township High School the next day. Using cameras, they found Drain's Acura RDX and arrested him a few days later.
Homeless man messing with kids.
Responsible, and they believe this may have happened before. If you know about other incidents involving a gray 2000 Acura SUV with a damaged front passenger door, please call Evanston detectives. Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
While there have been multiple reports that a marijuana reclassification may be on the horizon, one advocacy group says that isn't enough.
National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws Deputy Director Paul Armentano says it's been in the works for years.
Moving cannabis out of Schedule 1, where it's been since 1970, and moving it to Schedule 3, which recognizes its accepted medical utility in the United States.
However, Armentano says
it doesn't address the major question that, frankly, we really need to solve, and that is, how do we bring state and federal marijuana policies in alignment with one another?
One way to do that, he says, would be removing marijuana from the Controlled Substances Act altogether, similar to what's been done with alcohol. Haley Hansen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
The day after Indiana Republican senators rejected President Trump's call to redraw congressional maps to favor Republicans, all is not well in the party.
A defeated Governor Mike Braun called the members of his party misguided and wrote there will be political consequences. He said he'll work with the president to challenge them. The president himself downplayed the loss.
There's no reason for doing that, and the Democrats do it to us, so I can't imagine that they do it, but I wasn't very much involved.
Former U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg worked to defeat the new maps. He said the president was very much involved and he lost.
And they decided to listen to the people instead of the president. This shows how power can still work democratically in this country.
Indiana's Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith said Republicans who voted no are spineless. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released 19 photos of
more empty stores. You see that there? We're at Madison and Wabash, right? Again, we're right here. We're in the middle of downtown. Right? Stores are closed across the street too, right? More abandoned downtown. This is at Madison and Wabash, so it's not an isolated issue in downtown. It's everywhere. 6:35 p.m. December 12th, 2025. Let me show you this, right? And this is where the guy was murdered, the homeless guy, right? Right over here, right down the street. Just had a murder over here, right? That's the reason it's abandoned. The time is at 6:06, right? No, 6:37, right? That's what I wanted to check the time, right? SubX.News, on the spot reporting. 6:35 p.m., 6:37 p.m., December 12th, 2025. 2 weeks before Christmas. So I showed you guys State Street earlier in the day. Now I'm showing you Wabash. This is actually Jewelers Row. This is where all the rich people used to come from all over the United States, sometimes the world, to go buy their diamonds. It's called Jewelers Row for a reason. This month, right? That's where I'm at. State Madison. Madison is the center of our city. It's the main street. That's State Street in Madison. That's the old Marshall Fields over there. Here, let me show you this. You want to see this? 2 weeks before Christmas, you have abandoned corner stores. Abandoned. This is abandoned. It's not vacant. It's abandoned. There's nothing there. See those stores over there? Look. 1, 2. I think those 2 are closed. Got people walking here. It's Christmas time. It should be open. See those jewelry stores over there? They're closed. It's Friday. All of those jewelry stores are closed. That one is empty over there. You see that over there? There was somebody just murdered down here. There was a homeless guy murdered down the street from here. Was stabbed to death by a bunch of Colombians. Or no, Venezuelans. They killed him over here. Teenagers. That was right down the street from here. So this is a murder alley now. It's not Jewelers Alley. It's right there. You see another store closed. Another store closed. You say, oh, it's after hours. Wait. It's the holiday season. This is when people come and shop. Again, Madison and Wabash. We just showed you State Street, right? Got that? It's all dark. Imagine the idea that Christmas is 2 weeks away and all these stores are closed. That's a bad sign for the economy. It's extremely bad, right? See that there? That's what I want to show you there, right there. And that one's for lease. It's empty. These are all jewelry stores. They're closed. See that there? Why are they closed? You would be open, right? You would think they'd be open to sell stuff for Christmas. There's no foot traffic here almost. Again, that's State Street right down there. It's the main street. Marshall Fields down over there. So it's not one part of downtown. It's all of downtown. And especially when you have people that are murdered on Wabash. You got people that are murdered over there, then shootings over there. There was a mass shooting over there 2 weeks ago. 9 people were shot, 1 was killed. So, yeah, maybe that's why these businesses say, it's not worth being open. Right? Again, Madison and Wabash, abandoned. That's the big sign right there. Those stores there, all of those stores are shut down. It's only 6 o'clock. It ain't that late. Don't be listening to these people that want to charge head taxes. The head tax hurts everything in here. You should reduce the taxes. That's what you need to be doing. SubX.News on the spot reporting. Downtown Chicago, Madison and Wabash. One more time, it's abandoned. There you go. The CBS News is BBM, is WBEZ. Didn't WBEZ just write some story that the head tax is okay? Didn't they just write the story and the mayor just republished it? Do they do any of these stories like I'm doing to showing you the abandoned buildings? Now I'm showing you Wabash. Does anyone do a story of the abandoned buildings here, right? And Jewelers Row is all closed up, buttoned up, 2 weeks before Christmas. Maybe it's because somebody was murdered here a few weeks ago.
Clothing warmers, but you won't be allowed to take into the stadium any cardboard to stand or sit on. Chili will be available at certain concession stands. For you tailgaters, grills, and heaters that use liquefied fuel are not permitted in the enclosed parking garages and on the lower level of the Waldron deck. Fire pits are not permitted in any parking lots. Bernie Tafoya, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
It's 6:41, time for the DIY Playbook.
Every year around this time, I do a quick winter checkup on our bungalow, just to get ahead of that first big snow. I'm Casey Finn from the DIY Playbook. Outside, I check our shovels, grab a fresh bag of salt, and make sure everything's ready before the sidewalks turn to ice. If you have a snowblower, this is the time to get it prepped and ready to go. And don't forget to pull out your car brushes and small shovels, so you're not digging for them after the first storm. Inside, I like to put our hats, gloves, and scarves in baskets by the door, because getting two kids out the door in winter gear is a sport in itself. I also double-check boots to see who's outgrown what, and it's usually new boots for both of them. Then I change the furnace filter, turn off the outdoor water, and do a quick walkthrough to make sure windows and doors are sealed up tight. I also top off our emergency supplies, flashlights, batteries, and some snacks, because you never know when you'll be stuck inside for a snow day. A little prep now means you can stay warm, safe, and maybe even enjoy that first snowfall inside with a cup of coffee. For more home tips, check out the DIYplaybook.com. I'm Casey Payne for News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, new laptop
Yours is going to be 09781, 09781,
or
and
possibility number
09780,
108,
09780.
smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192.
Why are all these stores closed downtown, bro?
Or possibility number 555.
Why all these stores closed downtown,
Bluetooth
bro?
holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business.
Alrighty, let's keep moving. We're about done with our broadcast, I think. I'm thinking of how to end it.
13.
We'll see. I'm trying to be festive. That's all. Why don't I put on some Christmas music? We'll close it off with some Christmas music. Right? That's what we're gonna do. They're chasing a stolen car right now. That's what you just heard. This is some Christmas music, guys. It's Friday. Why don't we do that?
Charlie?
734 Charlie. And I get two numbers that move, they don't like red and green.
94 Charlie. For the red is 09795, 09795. For the green is 09797, 09797.
There we go. Some Christmas time music. Let's go. They're waiting for something there at the gym shoe store. I don't know if the Foot Locker is some kind of release. See that there? The long line there. See that there? There you go. They're doing something at Foot Locker. Oh, man, he's speeding. Look at him. He's gonna, look at that. There you go. There's a stolen car. Look at that guy. See that guy? Maniac. Killer. He wants to murder people and look, it's bad enough that our downtown's abandoned. Then you got guys like that. They're gonna run over people and crash and flip cars and kill. They killed a guy down on Michigan Avenue. Remember that? There you go, man. That's what you got. You got maniacs everywhere, man. Maniacs. Whatever. Dude's the maniac right there, man. He's a maniac. Right there, that guy, he's a maniac. He doesn't know what he's doing. Greektown's always nice. Greektown is always nice. I don't know why the music shut off. That's strange. 7 o'clock. 7 p.m. SubX.News was live for a few hours, 2.5 hours. We're going to call it a night. We appreciate everybody watching. It's going to be super cold tonight. Check in on people, let your water drip a little bit. Make sure it doesn't overflow your sink thing there. But be safe, be good, all right? Talk to everybody later. SubX.News signing off. You know us, we'll be posting and doing our things, all right? Take it easy. Stay warm. It's going to be really cold tonight. Check in on people. Bye. Thank you for watching. 7 p.m. December 12th, 2025. SubX.News signing off.